Welcome back to Get to Know, where you get to know the company, the business, and the people behind the business. Today, we have a very, very special guest on our show. Not only is he a Star Master of Adami, but part of the Royal Leaders Club. I'm very honored to introduce to you Star Master Ju Young Park, everyone. How are you, Master Ju Young Park?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. Hi, Lucas.
So just to refresh, are you able to let the members know, very briefly if possible, the story of how you met Adami?
I didn't know anything about Adami. I didn't know that Adami had X and Y products or that it was a network marketing company or anything of that nature. But I randomly stumbled upon it because of Adami's deep cleanser. So one of the products. And while using the product, I was able to compare this product to a different product that was being used in my household. I wasn't personally using it, but my wife was using it. And the story that I tell, it's about a deep cleanser. And what I saw from my perspective, since I didn't actually use the product, I was able to look at it in terms of the cost. So I purchased the original deep cleanser for my wife, which was a non-Adami product. It was over $100. And then when I saw Adami's, it was less than $10 at the time. So when I saw the price difference, I just automatically wanted this product to be high in quality, right? Because if it was high in quality, then it was something that I could persuade my wife to continue to use. But what happened was my wife did use the product and she fell in love with it. And she told me that it was even better than what she was using. So that's how I became to know Adami. It was through the product. And then I started to dig deeper into the business aspect of this company. And I was able to see that it was something that I can actually do as a side business to make income for the future. So that's why I got started. And that's how I got started.
There's a difference between finding a product that has exceptional value, but changing that from a consumer standpoint to a business standpoint. Like, what was that connection?
So I think a lot of people have different approaches and things click differently for individuals. For me, I grew up in a business-oriented, business mindset household, and my parents were always doing business. And I was also at the time looking for an opportunity, and I just was not able to find any that would cater to my specific needs. And I saw Adami as a tool that I can use to create income because two reasons. One, I didn't have much capital at the time, and Adami was free to start. And two, I didn't have the ability to source a product. So Adami, again, already sourced all the products. So all I was responsible for was the marketing aspect. So all I had to do was use the products, and whatever products that I felt were giving me value, I was able to then, market that to individuals. And if they saw value in that, I was able to make an income. But because of the price factor that Adami has, the absolute quality and price, I knew that I would be able to retain my customers and get referrals. So therefore, my revenue would grow larger and larger. And the compensation plan was created in a way, when I looked at it, that I would be able to not just do it by myself, but I would be able to allow other people to participate in it. And it was a real simple structure. So I knew that I would be able to get a lot of individuals to participate in this business with me. So those were the reasons why, and those are the reasons why I still continue to build.
So the overall concept is through automatic referrals and automatic consumption, you'd believe that this will automatically become a business for you, even if it's just by the aspect of consumption.
It's very simple, right? If you think about it, everybody has to brush their teeth. Everybody has to, use these daily necessities. And everybody has this understanding that no matter what, they're going to brush their teeth and they're going to shampoo their hair, but they're just not accustomed to purchasing it elsewhere. Everybody's just accustomed to going to the local supermarket or, the Walmarts or whatever big box stores that you guys have. You guys are just accustomed to going there, and then giving them your money and then giving you the product, So I just understood this as a new business model. This is just something that I could help other people, that they would be purchasing anyways at those stores, help them to not purchase there, but to purchase here and benefit through the point system that we have, at the same time, the quality that they're getting. So they're actually saving money because the quality is better and the price is better, but at the same time, they're getting cash back as a consumer. And on top of that, if they want to go one more level up, they would be able to become a business partner for free, absolutely free, and get cash back or rebates, however you want to, phrase the word, and make money from helping other people do the same thing.
And like in many of your lectures, you talk about changing consumer habits, and that is essentially what ATOMY is about.
Changing consumer habits is really difficult if you think about it. Usually everybody sticks to the same thing. If you like a specific brand of coffee, then you're probably going to always continue to drink that coffee. If you grew up always using whatever toothpaste company it is, then it's likely that you'll continue to buy that brand. And the only way to kind of break that pattern or that consuming habit is for somebody else to step into that person's consuming habit and to suggest something else. Now, just because you suggest that they purchase another brand doesn't necessarily mean that your suggestion will stick, because you have to then tackle the other issues. The other issue has to be, for the coffee brand person, the coffee has to be as tasty as the brand that they're used to. And at the same time, there has to be, it has to, or be better. And at the same time, they have to be able to afford it, right? It has to be something that is of price or cheaper, right? And that's the same thing with shampoo, with toothpaste and toothbrush. And that's the confidence that ATOMY has. ATOMY is confident that we're able to provide that toothbrush, that shampoo, whatever everyday necessities that we have. We have over 400 products over here in Korea, right? And all the other products are growing by week, right? In all the other countries that we're in. And since we're confident that we can do that, that's why this business works, because we're not selling you something that you weren't using, something that you would never use. We're offering you the opportunity to switch brands to this company, at the same time giving you value and possibility of future income, right? So we're not luring you in for the possibility of a future income by trying to sell you a product that you would not use anyways, right? So that's a bad way to do it. So the good way to do it is the way that we're doing it. You already toothbrush your teeth, you already shampoo your hair. So why not just switch brands and just try this out to see if this is going to give you more value, And if it does, then it's a home run for you, because you're saving on product cost and you're making commission, right?
Of course. Master Ji-Young Park, what was the first product that you introduced to someone?
When I first got started, I didn't really know much about anything, right? So I just knew that my wife used a really expensive deep cleanser, and I knew that other people in her friend circle were using these expensive products. But at the time, I was trying to make money, right? So the highest PV product was a 6 set, right? So
at that time, true.
Yeah, I'm just telling you like it is, So I got the 6 sets, and I knew that everybody here in Korea, that they would use skincare, because Korea is very well known for the complexion and the skin routines and things like that, right? Because a lot of the Korean women have very, very nice skin. And I started to research, and I found out that the average cost for a skincare at the time when I looked into it was about $300. And it would consist of probably 4 products. It would be like an eye cream, a nutrition cream, a toner, and a lotion. Those would be like the main things, right? And the 6 set that we had, it was so much cheaper, right? It was only $80. So it was,
and it's 6 items.
So before that, she didn't understand how good the ATOMY skincare was, because she was using a product that she was already accustomed to, and then the product, the ATOMY product that she was using now, the skincare, was also doing a really good job, but she wasn't really able to tell a difference until she switched back. And then she got the Adami skincare and she started using that. So that's when I knew and was confident that I would be able to then market these products to other consumers in our network. And that's exactly what I did. And I remember getting my first commission at the time. So in 2013, the system was a little bit different, right? We had to buy in bulk of 4. So I made 24 consumers. So it was 12 and 12 consumers, right? To get 300K PV. And I was so happy that I got my 300K PV on my A and B and got my 15 points to get my first commission, because I understood and knew that I just had made 24 new consumers, right? So I was building consumers while I was going. And those consumers who were using the Adami skincare absolutely fell in love with it. And they definitely would call me back for more. And I was able to then open the door for more products to be introduced to them. Since, they tried the first one, they're very happy with it. Then they opened up and they were willing to use other products. So shampoo started going into those consumers, skincare, not just skincare, but the evening care and the sunscreen and things like that. So the skincare product, the individuals who were using skincare easily, like 15 to 20 products, I was able to share with them and they were consistently using.
So Master Jian Park, with that, how did you start learning about the business? Because you said that you were just a consumer and you're able to share these products, and I guess you knew the compensation plan and how you're designing your downlines, but where did you go to learn about more about how to construct a business in Adami?
When I started the business, information was not as prevalent as it is today. I think I made one of the first English compensation plan videos. I'm not sure, but I wasn't really able to find anything online at the time, 2013 when I was getting started. So all I knew was Adami was a binary system. I didn't at the time know centers existed. I didn't even know that one-day seminars existed, right? So I just went online. And the first video that I ever watched was on atomy.com and went on to the VOD section, atomy.kr, right? And then went to the VOD section. And then I saw this old guy, right? This old guy who was giving a lecture, and that was CEO Park. So I watched this video and everything just made sense. Everything that he was talking about made sense, right? He said, if you sell high quality products at low prices, then consumers will start swarming to your business. And that's so true. So that's how I got started in terms of my faith in Adami, right? So if this guy has this backstory and is trying to build this business this way, then I think it'll work. And then I ran into the motto, right? The motto, and I read the motto and I was like, am I on the right website? I thought I was in like a theology website, I thought it was like a website for theology studies at a university, Adami University or something. But no, it's a Christian-based company, and I love the last part, which it says to serve in humility. And me being a theology graduate, I just loved the implementation of Christian values and serving in humility and, doing these things tied together with the business. So that's what got me hooked. And after watching that video, I went online, I went to YouTube, and I started to look up like binary compensation plans, how to structure your downline. Like I didn't know any of those things. So I watched these videos that said, binary, you have to have one line long and, A and B line long, don't spread out like this. And so that's exactly what I did. I just started to build down and down and down and down. And I started to add everybody. And then I got my wife to just contact all her friends, and I contacted all my friends, and we started to register like 15, 20 people a day. And we just started registering people. And that's kind of how I got started, just online, watching the videos and then going on YouTube. And then one day after I started to build and started getting a lot of PV, I got a phone call one day from somebody above me, right? One of my sponsors. They said, what's going on? Are you doing the business, this and that? I said, yeah, I'm doing the business. And I never went to the center, never did anything. So they were in disbelief that I was actually doing the business because I became a sales master, right? So that's how I got started. And I don't think there's anything special other than I really wanted to succeed. And it's just one of those things, you just keep doing it until you get it right. And the beautiful part about people starting the business now, there's just so much content that it's really hard to make the wrong turn. You know, you just watch those videos, and even this video that we're making today, you know, as consumers or business partners watch this video, I hope it leads them and guides them, you know, into the right direction. So that's how I got started. There's really not much content. And it was just, I was just watching videos of how to do just binary compensation plan. Not even Adami, right? It wasn't even an Adami video. It was just some other company.
Oh, like a random binary
it wasn't
system
Adami
plan.
No,
Okay.
there was no Adami compensation plan. No, I didn't know.
Okay.
So yeah, I just watched that, and then I watched the taktaguri, right? The woodpecker video.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's how I got started.
For our viewers, don't go away. We're going to go into a quick break, and after the break, we're going to ask Star Master Ji Young Park a little bit more into detail on how he has built his business. So don't go anywhere. See you right after the break.
They rejected me because they didn't understand. And if I was able to help them understand why they should use this toothbrush, why they should use this toothpaste, then I knew that I can turn them into consumers.
You, who are passionate anytime, anywhere. If you want unchanging beauty, if you dream of an unchanging reputation, it's right here. Atomy Skincare System, the Fame. Because beauty always begins with a solid foundation. Loved worldwide beyond Korea, the Fame. There's a reason to be loved by so many people. With 10 years worth of technology, with a new material to lead a new myth. Protect your skin with honor. Unalterable, everlasting beauty. Adami Skincare System, the Fame.
Welcome back to Get to Know. So we're continuing our conversation with Star Master Ji Young Park. How much energy should I put into registering new members, or maybe less members is okay? Like, what's your general tips on that?
You have to do everything. So what I mean by that is just registering somebody isn't going to cut it. Whether it's 10 people or 1,000 people, you have to complete the circle, right? So you have to think about this as a process, and you have to do A, B, or C, or 1, 2, or 3, or whatever it is, and you have to connect everything so that it comes back around. So,
and that's the 8 steps to success? Is that the circle you're talking about?
Correct. So the 8 steps to success would be the ideal method. Now, you don't have to do all 8 steps, right? For example, when I got started, I didn't even know the 8 steps to success even existed. But the concept is very clear. The concept is this. It is, you need to build a consumer. So in order to build a consumer, you need to introduce a product. You need to get them registered, right? And then you need to get them to purchase the product that was introduced, right? And then you have to show them why this product is valuable. And then you have to teach them and help them to understand if this is something that can help them in more than just products, but also as a source of income by introducing, the business, the compensation plan, and so on. And then if you get them this far, then you have to get them duplicated to do exactly what you just did with this person, the other steps. And then when you have that done, then you just created another member, right? You just duplicated another you. Now, if you don't do any of those things and you just register people, then you're really not doing anything to help your business, right? So if you registered somebody, but they don't know their ID, they don't know what they registered for, they don't even know what products ATOMY sells.
Or how to even log in or how to buy.
They don't know anything, right? They don't know the website. They don't know anything. But they are a registered member because you registered them, but they don't even know that they're a registered member, right? So there are people like that, right? So it can be just because they're a family member, maybe you know their information and they're like, yeah, sure, sign me up. And they just forget about it. And you also forget about teaching them or informing them of what they just signed up for. Whatever it may be, you have to, even if you register 1,000 people, or 10 people, it's not the numbers that really matter, in my opinion. It's about how many of those registered individuals actually know what they signed up for. How many of those individuals did you actually teach and educate to give value about the product and the business aspect of it? So if you're able to balance all those things, then you're able to create a downline that's functioning, right? That's lively, that's rolling, right? But if you don't have any of those things, then you just have a dead downline with a lot of registered members who will inevitably, terminate anyways. So it's not about how many people should you get registered. It's not me throwing a number, just saying like, oh, you should have at least 10 people a month registered, or, it's, those numbers don't really matter. It's about how many people can you share and give value to, and then how many of those individuals will become like you and share the value to other individuals to get the downline started. So I don't know if that I answered the question, but I think that's the balance that you need. We can't say like, 5 consumers just sell 5 toothbrushes and then to those 5 toothbrush consumers next month sell 5 shampoo. It doesn't work like that. So you just have to understand each individual you're catering to. That individual who you're catering to will inevitably be a consumer, right? Because there's no reason for them not to. Now the question is, are they in a place in their life where they want extra income, where they want passive income, are those things something that they're looking for? If they're not looking for it, then maybe they never even thought about it. So therefore, you can teach them and tell them why you're doing it. For example, I was doing this business to create passive income for the future. So when I was in Korea, I was teaching at a university as a professor. I was already getting my income. And my teaching job was not very demanding at the time. So I only taught about 3 classes a week. So I would only go to work twice a week. And the other time, I had full paid vacation. I was on salary. I was an assistant professor. So everything was okay in that term, but I had too much free time, right? And I wanted to do another business. And Adami was just perfect for me at that time. So each person is different, maybe a person's like really busy, right? They work a 9 to 5 and then they have like another part-time job at night. But even though they're really busy, they're not satisfied with how they're making that income, right? Maybe they're really tired and their body is just not able to keep up with the demand that they're having to work all these night shifts. Yeah, they have no time. Yeah, they're making money, but they're not satisfied in which they're doing that, right? And then you can introduce Adami to them. Be like, hey, in the beginning stages, Adami, maybe you won't be making the income that you're making right now. But in time, as you build consumers and as you do this business on your free time, you will be able to match that income with the Adami income. Because I make a lot of money in Adami. I make over $200,000, right?
Yeah.
But some people, maybe they just need like $2,000, a month. Maybe they just need like $3,000, whatever it may be. Maybe it's to substitute or to, supplement the other job. And, you can approach them that way and teach them the values that way. Maybe some people, maybe they just want to change all the products to Adami because it saves them like $200-$300 a month. Maybe they have like a big household of 5-6 members, and just switching to Adami products, is helping them save like $100 to $200 a month. And if that's the case, that's like $1,200 to $2,400 a year that they're saving. So your approach is different for every individual, but your approach is the same in terms of you have to share value, you have to educate them, and then you have to help duplicate them to, to fulfill whatever their goals are in the Adami business.
So it's more about not registering a whole bunch of people and give them no value. It's about registering each individual person and giving them individual value about Adami. So whether it be just to buy the prices or buy the compensation plan or how to make an income, it's individual members need to receive value from yourself.
If you can register 1,000 people and give 1,000 people value, more power to you. You're doing an amazing job. If you can't juggle all those balls and you can't manage all those individuals, then you're kind of wasting time. You're spending too much time registering people when you're not going to be able to manage all those people anyways. So the time that you're
and they're going to terminate
registering
anyways later on.
Yeah, when you're spending all that time registering these individuals, then you're again losing time on teaching individuals. So that's what you have to kind of calculate and balance. And as you do that, you'll be able to do it in a large amount. For example, some people can only educate one person at a time, right? Because they just have that one person relationship or ability or location. That's why there are centers, right? At a center, you can, invite everybody at a certain time, and then you can duplicate and educate 10 people, 30 people, 50 people, or you can do it like this online, and you can do webinars. So for example, maybe I can educate 1,000 people in one session, right? Where some other person only can, educate just one person because they don't know how to use technology or whatever it may be, So don't think about the numbers, think about what is more effective and think about what it is that you need to do. So whether if it's just one person or 1,000 people, they're just all individuals. So that individual that you're catering to who is listening to you needs to understand why you registered them, what this registration means, how this registration is going to help them by being a consumer and or business.
So, Master Jiyoung Park, when you first introduced Adami products, like you said, the Fame or the skincare set in 2013, I'm pretty sure you felt rejection, like you didn't manage to sell or, share Adami to every single person that you came in contact with. How do you kind of overcome or how do you deal with rejection?
I think this is a deeper issue it's a different issue or a different battle for each individual, right? I don't know if what I believe or what I am saying will be the same for each individual listening to the video. But for me, it was my desire to succeed. It was greater than my fear of failure. So I didn't care that people rejected me because I knew that I would have to approach people anyways to build my business. So I was okay with the rejection. Now, some people are very, very afraid to get rejected. They don't want to be seen as that MLM person or that network marketing guy or girl who's, out to sell them something,
Yeah, like swindle them something of their money.
Yeah, whatever it may be. But the question that you have to ask yourself is, how bad do you want it? So I see a lot of individuals who try to avoid marketing to their friends or family, or doing it personally, like one-on-one, and they'll just like upload like a flyer on their WhatsApp or their Instagram, hoping for people to just message them, you know? And that's fine. If you can find success that way, that's fine. But usually it doesn't work like that, because you have to think about the next step. In order to have the most influence on individuals is to be able to meet them as often as possible. So if that somebody is somebody that you can never go get in contact again, then it will be very difficult to duplicate that individual. But it's much easier for me to duplicate my friend who lives next door, right? Because my friend who lives next door, their house is right there. They can't run away from me, right?
Yeah, true.
So you can go and talk to them, assuming that they're interested in the business, right? So if they're interested in the business, then you have many more opportunities to coach them, lead them, teach them, watch with them, grow with them, than somebody who's interested in the business that lives like in a different country, in a different time zone, right? Because if they're not the ones who are actively looking for materials to learn and build, then you are going to be the one who has to do that. So you will get rejected. They'll say, I'm too busy right now, or, hey, stop telling me about this, or, I already use this product, or I don't need that. So whatever rejection that you get, that's just part of the process. And there will be somebody, though, that will accept it, right? So even though there will be rejections, there will also be the okays, let's do that. That sounds great. And you have to sift through those things. And the only way to sift through that is to continue to look for, individuals to talk to. And you don't know. So don't prejudge individuals, right? So you'll say like, oh, my uncle, he'll never do that. Right? He'll never want to do Adami. He's already so rich, Or you can say, oh, my uncle, he'll never do that. He already got burned by a different company and he hates MLMs. Whatever it may be, that's your opinion, right? That's what you are thinking. Now, if you present it to them and they say that, then it is the best for you to continue the conversation and accept what they're saying, but at the same time, help them to understand what it is that you're saying, right? Because a lot of individuals just categorize Adami as a MLM company like all other ones, right? They say, oh, MLMs are bad because there's a registration fee and there's limited downline leverage and the products are expensive and all these things, right? And then you can say, that's very true, but Adami has fixed those things. So you can distinguish the difference between Adami and other companies and how Adami gives value and how Adami has tackled those issues that a lot of people are having. So that's not a full-on rejection, right? That's a conversation. So don't be afraid to have conversations with individuals, and don't be afraid to don't be upset when you are misunderstood, right? Because that's life, right? No matter what.
Yeah, of course.
Even if it's not just Adami, even in regular conversation, you can be misunderstood. So understand the other person's perspective and continue to have that conversation with that individual, even though you may be afraid to, because you're afraid that they won't accept you, right? And I had lots of rejections. I had lots and lots and lots of individuals tell me that I would never become successful in Adami. They said, Koreans hate MLMs. That's what they would tell me, because I did my business in Korea, right? And at the time, I didn't speak Korean well either. I still don't speak well, but I didn't speak it well. So therefore, a lot of individuals would look at me funny, right? They're like, what's this foreigner trying to sell me? Right? And I had to battle those things, but I was so confident in the product and I was so confident in the company that I knew that even though they rejected me because they didn't understand. and if I was able to help them understand why they should use this toothbrush, why they should use this toothpaste, then I knew that I can turn them into consumers. And after I turned them into consumers, even though they would reject wanting to do the business, I knew that they would do the business in some way or form, right? By introducing people to me, or by registering another person so they can get a commission, whatever it may be. I knew that I could grow to the next level with individuals in this business model. So I hope this answers the question a little bit, but don't be afraid to get rejected if you want to succeed. If you are afraid to get rejected, and if you, for example, become successful without being rejected, I don't know if that's even possible, but if you get to that place where you're making money, but you never actually went through the process of being rejected or, whatever other things that, the process leads, then you're going to have a very difficult time mentoring your downline, because your downline members are going to experience rejection. They're going to experience these things. So I encourage you, if you haven't been rejected, go get rejected. Go walk into a store and talk to them about Adami and feel what rejection feels like, because then you can empathize with your partners. And if they're like, oh, I just got rejected today. Oh, you can be like, oh, I know how that feels like, but I did this and this, and, after getting rejected like 10 times in a row, I was good, So, it's a good thing, always look at everything as a growth opportunity and as a learning opportunity. And I think, it'll help out a lot.
After all the rejections, what is the most kind of satisfaction that you've received or you've felt during your Adami business, like career?
It's very satisfying to be able to see your partners grow. So, for example, I have partners who really want to succeed, right? And they'll come up to me. They're like, I really want to make like $500 a month. I really want to make $2,000 a month. And they'll throw out these numbers that are very low because they don't want anything really big. They're not saying, I need $50,000, $100,000. No, they just want like $500 to $2,000 that'll really change their lifestyle, right? Yeah. It'll help them to, go out to eat once a week. It'll help them to get a new car and make payments on a new car. It'll help them to, send their kids to a different education center so they can, learn Chinese, or they can learn English, or whatever it may be, So those little things help. But these aunties, most of them are my aunties, right? They're afraid to get started, but they really want to make that extra cash. And I can see them stepping out of their comfort zone and then coming to the center and then listening to the lectures and then coming up on stage to do like 1-minute speeches. And I can see them growing. And then the most satisfying thing to see is when they actually they call me and they say, I just invited a member. They're going to come, please, can you do a meeting with them? And then seeing their faces light up and then going through, getting a new member with them. And then at the same time, coaching them through and helping them through the rejections we were just talking about. Yeah, and then seeing them actually start to make income and seeing them making that $500, $1,000, $5,000, and then seeing the change in their lifestyle and then their confidence level too. In the very beginning stages, they couldn't even do a 1-minute speech. They'd go on stage and they'd be shaking and they'd just say their name and, leave the stage. But now you can't take that mic away from them, Every time they go up there, they're just full of energy, encouraging, and it's a total transformation. So I'm just very happy to see not just growth in their bank account, but them as a person, right? Mm-hmm. Them growing and then, they used to be just at home, just doing their thing, but now it's a new them, right? It's a new chapter of their lives. They're making money. They're leaders now, and they're doing these things. So I think that's the most satisfying thing for me. And the things when I look back at that brings a smile to my face. And on top of that, one more thing that I want to talk about is when I first learned about the company, I told you that the company was a Christian company. And for me, I studied theology. And my goal always was to share the gospel. And that is another great opportunity in ATOMY because I'm able to not just share the business aspect, right? Not just share this, how to make money, but I'm able to kind of share the Bible and the principles of, loving your neighbors and how we can get through this process together and so on. So I'm really happy to be able to not just, help them build more money, right? Get their bank account bigger, but at the same time, I'm able to share the values of Christianity with them. And even some, I'm able to share, the gospel with them. And I can see that they're accepting Jesus. And these things also, for me, is just brings a big smile to my face. So the whole thing, if you think about it, I just helped a consumer save money. And then I just helped that consumer make money. And then I just helped this consumer make a new chapter in their life where they were just at home doing these things. Now they're a leader and they're making thousands of dollars a month. And I'm also able to coach them and share with them and help them to share with them, about Christ. And even some go to church and accept Jesus and are born again believers. So it's just a beautiful circle if you think about it. And that's where I get the most satisfaction from.
Thank you, Star Master Ji Young Park, for coming onto the show today. Thank you for making time to come on. And, I know you have a busy schedule, so...
Thank you for having me.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more Get to Know GTK content. So it's coming up every Saturday on a 10 a.m. basis, AEST. So I'll see you guys next time.